Welcome back to another video. If you can't tell, I'm wearing a skull from RuneScape. I'm having trouble getting through coffee, and we just had too much fun last night. My voice is raspy, everything. Yesterday was fun. But anyway, today's been a little bit of a struggle. So let's go ahead and get into some good news, though. And that is that stocks have U-turned to the positive side quite nicely here. So let me see. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It's actually working today. Let's go ahead and take a look what we got. So check it out. We got the Dow Jones Industrial Average up almost 0.8%. Got the S&P up 0.92. The NASDAQ up 0.82. Russell 2000's up 1.15%. Volatility index down 6.6. What you're going to notice in this market, and it's something that I've really watched and seen a lot of over this past year, is you get these weird like 3-day sessions of, oh, it's going up, that's it, we're going to the moon. And then it's going down for 3 days. And it feels like it's going to last forever. Like you go up for 3 days and it feels like that's going to keep happening. You go and it's like, oh, that's it. This is the forever rally. Then you go down for 3 days and it feels like that's it. This is the big crash. We're going down forever, right? So it's pretty incredible how what's happening in the moment can feel very permanent. And so it's also worth mentioning that while inflation feels very current, it probably feels more relevant to us now because, you know, prices have gone up and inflation is present at the moment. But I don't expect that to last forever at all. But I think many of you already know my perspective on that. Is it getting colder in California? You know, it was a little chilly this morning. I went to breakfast with Lauren and Gabe and Andre, so that was fun. It's a little cooler down by the beach. Yeah. Let's see. Kevin, I watched your studio setup breakdown on Sarah's channel. Super. So, oh, thank you. Sarah's awesome. Thank you so much for saying that. She's super cool. Shout out to Sarah Dici. Rhymes with Peachy. All right, let's get into the sticks. So Blue Apron, I wanted to pull up what happened here because I don't know what but I know Blue Apron has been getting destroyed. It was a stay at home play, the cook your food kind of stuff or whatever, and it really just evaporated, like seriously evaporated. The thing skyrocketed during the pandemic. Look at the skyrocket it had during the pandemic for like 2 days over here during the crash. Almost at the bottom of the market, the thing ran up to like $28. Played around $12 for much of the 2020s, with the exception of the end where it really fell. Wasn't until really the GameStop run, right around my birthday here, Jan 28th, that this thing took off again and then just bled out to $3.52 here. Now all of a sudden runs 31%. So I'll get the terminal up here. I should have this thing up when I start streaming, but I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, today's not a good day either. But anyway, so we'll get this up. Then I will take a look at some of these other things because, yeah, things are rallying a bit. I see somebody in the comments here mentioning that Robinhood's up 5%. I haven't seen that. I'm sure it is. But if it is, it's probably because it oversold to like $39 this morning. I mean, we had a nice dip on some securities this morning and yesterday, certainly. I mean, Enphase, Robinhood. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these have essentially bounced back. Let's take a look. Terminals booting up. Yeah, look at that. You got SoFi coming up 6.45. Nice. Mind Medicine rallying a little bit more into the end of the day there, 7.42. This one's just been on a big old downtrend. Looks like Matterport's really trying to get to $20. It's been there before. It's too expensive for me to buy at these levels. Here goes Wayfair. I knew and I was like, we were just talking about this on Friday. In the closing live stream on Friday, and I think on a video I did on Saturday or Sunday, I'm like, I'm looking at Wayfair. That thing's going to bounce off these numbers again. It always bounces off. It goes back to 300. Sure enough. You got Hippo came up about 4%. Hippo's not too hungry today, but at least it's getting some snacks. So we got SoFi, around that 1550 level. Affirm back to 111. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing just trades sideways for a while. I think you've got a lot of hype and news catalysts that have kind of worn away. I think the valuation's going to sink in a little bit. We might get some bleeding on it, but hey, finally coming back. This thing I think this morning was down to like $69 or something. Yeah, look at that, 69.98, 2 pennies under. Redfin coming up a little bit here. Okay, so you're kind of classic green reversal, which is great. You get a nice U-turn in the market. To the downside, though, you still have that pain at HUD 8 after their offering, roughly about where we expected, or where they've been all day, rather. They've just been trading all day around this level. Let's see here. Fuel cell ran yesterday. Yesterday or the day before, one of those days. Root has kind of given up its momentum. Peloton, 2.15. Metamaterials, another kind of momentum mover. Not in the momentum charts today. Tattooed Chef. Okay, 1957. That's mid-range for this thing. Okay, so, I mean, relatively benign market. I mean, you don't really have a lot of pain, with the exception of news events like HUD 8 getting smashed because of an offering, Win getting smashed because of Macau. Oh my gosh, that looks like a mess. Obviously, Macau being something that, let me get the terminal up. Macau being something that we looked at this morning that makes up a lot of the revenue for this company. So, all right, let's see here. Bloomberg. What we're going to look at? Oh, Blue Apron. That's right. Let's figure out what's going on with them. Blue Apron. All right. So Blue Apron surging 31% on some kind of news. I didn't know Dutch Brothers IPO today. Okay. It's like my head's been under a rock today. So Blue Apron, okay. Blue Apron shares were up 30% to $5.05. As the company says it plans to raise $78 million of equity, including new investments from the founding investor, the chairman, co-founder, and former chief of executive. Okay. So, proposed an investment of up to $75 million in a private placement and agreed to make $45 million of the amount available to existing stockholders and to backstop that amount. Okay. So basically, what, in my opinion, what they're doing here is they are trying to reaffirm, not to be confused with the company firm, or should I say, re-verify that, yeah, here you go. I think Daniel's giving us, I'm assuming these are the details you're talking about for Blue Apron. So unconfirmed by putting that here. What they're doing in practicality is they're trying to tell the marketplace, we are worth more than this. This is the company being frustrated that they've bled out like this, right? And so they're frustrated about this, to the point where, hey, what can we do to secure additional investments to get sort of that blessing that we're going to be good? And the reason this is really important is when a company is trading down to, $3, penny stock territory, you could get delisted from the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ or whatever it's on. If you get delisted, your price is very likely to fall. Liquidity goes down for your shares. And when liquidity goes down, it becomes very difficult to raise capital. And remember, folks, the stock market is not for you. The stock market is for companies to raise capital. That's the number one priority of the stock market. It's not designed for you to make money. It's for companies to raise money. It's for them to get access to cash. Obviously, your enticement is the hope for profit. And a share of those profits of a company. So, having Apron's price move up here, in my opinion, is, I don't want to say a style of manipulation because it's blatant. It's not like it's deceitful or discreet. But basically what they're trying to do is say, hey, like, here we go. We've got a group of people who value this company more. They're willing to put money into it at a certain valuation. And this is our way of saying, hey, please don't burn us on the stock market because we don't want to get delisted and we don't want to lose liquidity options. That's just my take when I see stuff like this happen. So it's kind of like when you look at HUD 8, they did bond offering or whatever. That's why they're down 15%. That's the point of the market. It's like you do that when your stock price is high. And you know, they just went up. They ran up to $11 when this thing was announced. So, from a company point of view, smart. You know, now you can buy more Bitcoin or buy more Bitcoin miners or Ethereum miners, whatever you want to do. So, it's actually a smart move for the company. So good for them. Okay, so Wayfair's rallying a little bit into the close. So is Robinhood. That's so funny because yesterday, okay, I'll show you this. This was really cool. Yesterday, well, when Robinhood IPO'd, I bought shares, and I bought shares. It was like $34.20 or something like that. And after I bought the shares, the thing ran to like $70. So I had 5,000 shares, and I immediately sold when we ran to $70. I sold a call contract against those shares. And so that call contract, I noticed yesterday, because Robinhood was at like $39. I noticed the contract. Look at the contract on screen here. You'll see at the top, at the very, very top, you see how it says, oh, I don't think you can see that. It says 1 penny above where it's cut off. It's hood. And so I have, let's see here. Okay, here you go. Total return, $88,450. When I sold the call, I received $88,500 when I sold the call. I've already made $88,450 on the contract, and this contract expires on Friday. And I said, you know what? I'm going to sell this contract. I'm going to get rid of this contract by buying, well, not sell the contract. I'm going to buy the contract back to close out the position, right? So it cost me $250. Anyway, then I realized that $88,200 or $250 or whatever, I realized that in profit already. And I said, the reason I'm doing that is because let's say something crazy happens and it starts running this week. I'm going to lose some of that potential market value in between now and then, unless of course it expires worthless on Friday, which it could. But who knows? Like, all it would take them to do is announce like a crypto wallet or something like that, and I think the thing's going to go to the moon. So I'm like, look, I've already realized or have the potential of realizing 99% of the maximum possible profit on this contract. I'm going to close this thing out. So that was just lucky. But I bring this up. Or maybe it wasn't lucky. I don't know. Who knows? Some people are like, no, Kevin. I mean, that's like what you should be doing is you see something that's down, you buy it. When you get the euphoric run, and that's why I'm bringing this up. Think about it. When you get something that's very euphoric, you want to own it. You want to diamond hand it, but you feel like it's just gotten frothy and euphoric. Consider selling a call against it. Worst case scenario, the stock rallies on past, you take your credit, and then eventually you might get sold out of your shares at the elevated price. But in this case, where Robinhood fell after I sold that contract, it was just perfect. So just a kind of a little bit of a chat there on what's it called, selling calls. This obviously I always send alerts. Like when I bought this call, I send an alert. When I sold the call, I send an alert. In the Stocks and Psychology of Money group, which you can get 40% off on the demo. Okay, y'all already know that. But anyway, so that's, it's just a lot of people in the comments I see ask me about like, how does this work with like calls and stuff like that. And so I thought I wanted to show that. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Let's go back to the computer here. Yeah, hold on, look at this. Just for what it's worth. Look at this. Here, check this out. This right here is when I bought the contract. And this is what I wrote on August 4th. It wasn't edited. But this is what I wrote on August 4th. Hood alert. The momentum is pricing options very highly. So my 171K buy of Robinhood is now worth about 342, whatever. But rather than sell, I'm going to sell $50 calls. I'm receiving an $88,000, $88,005 credit. So like you still lose money on the fact that you're diamond handing these shares, right? But this helps protect you in that sense. So it's worth mentioning. This is when I bought these contracts and sold the contract, got the $88,005. So that it's covered, which means you still have the shares, right? So if the stock goes down, it's just really hedging your downside. So some people ask me in the comments about that, and so it's worth just mentioning that. Okay, so all right, Blue Apron 2860. I IronNet has been very, very interesting. IronNet did this really weird thing this morning where it was running, but then it crashed. Look at this. Run, crash, and then now you get a run again. Kind of incredible. Interesting move here on IronNet. Blue Apron, 29.68% here. You just short selling. Well, I don't think selling calls is short selling. I don't think I sound down. I think I sound like I had a little bit too much fun last night when we had a little too much champagne and wine. That's but maybe you needed to know that extra detail. So anyway, yeah, look at Matterport running to 20 here. It's a phenomenal company. It's so good. I think it's a little frothy right now, but hey, you know what? It's okay. That's all right. You go through the motions, and one day companies are going to separate from what's it called, the whole SPAC vibe. All right, SoFi. Lucid, $20. Gevo. Oh, Gevo's coming back a little bit. A lot of momentum stocks having like a 1 day run, and then pulling back. So Hippo Holdings, 3.25. Okay, this has been pretty consistent here. GameStop up a little bit, Affirm 2%. Where's AMC? Let's show a little love to AMC because they were down like 6% this morning when everything was pained. It's only down 1% now. That's not bad. That's better. That's good. So okay, let's go see some news. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's go with Bloomberg. So yeah, you definitely had an S&P bounce, huh? All right, U.S. COVID vaccination slide ahead of Biden mandates. You know, I just saw a headline in the LA Times that they're thinking about doing vaccine mandates. Where was it? There. Look at that. Look at this. Breaking news. LA County plans to require COVID-19 vaccinations at bars, nightclubs, wineries, and breweries. You have to have at least one dose by October 7th and be fully vaccinated by November 4th. That's crazy. That's really pushing it on. Oh, Lauren just texted me. Isn't that the second time we put one in on it? What is that? Hold on. Isn't that under warranty? Yes, cheaper. Lauren just texted me saying a control panel on one of our dishwashers on a rental is kaput and it's going to cost $550 to repair it. And I'm like, I can buy a new dishwasher for $550. Like, let's just buy a whole new one. Oh, that's lame. And it's just past a year. It's 18 months old. What a ripoff. Sometimes you get power surges. Yeah, well, buy a new one. They call them like micro surges where like your devices can actually get damaged over time, just especially in areas of older infrastructure like 1920s or 50s homes. And just the starting and stopping of even our power plants can create these micro surges and really just break some of the transistors and capacitors in devices. It's kind of annoying. But there's not much you could do about it. You could do like whole house surge protectors, but they usually don't protect against little micro ones either. Anyway. So, okay, let's look at some other news. Yeah, so I thought that was fascinating. That's right, we're going to look at Bloomberg. Dishwasher reached its lifetime after 18 months. Get out of here. Oh, my gosh. You in France? Oh, in France, you need a vaccine or negative test to go to bars, cinema, malls. Really? Oh, I did not know that. Thanks, Helen. I love France, by the way. Like, just totally separate from COVID. But that's where I met Lauren, right? So, Paris. All right. Democrats, Yellen working on new bank account reporting. Tax bill measure could be okay, whatever. Ray Dalio says cash is trash and makes the case for crypto. What? Ray Dalio says that while he owns some Bitcoin, there's danger governments could destroy the market. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm not so worried about that. Stop worrying, Ray Dalio. We're always in the 7th inning for you. It's always the bottom of the 7th. Which inning is it when they play Take Me Out to the Ball Game? Isn't it somewhere around isn't it the bottom of the 7th? Oh. When is Take Me Out to the Ball Game played? 7th inning. There you go. Oh, I think it's in the transition, right? Or is it at the or does it in the middle of the 7th inning? Okay, right before the bottom of the 7th. That's right. Okay. Yeah, thanks. I love that. Is that Je suis? I think this means I am a Parisian. So you are from Paris. That's cool. That's cool. 7th inning stretch. Okay, thanks all. All right. Apple's newest iPhone comes with. You know, I watched the iPhone thing. Was anybody else like incredibly underwhelmed? I know some people are going to call me jaded, like, shut up, Kevin. But like, personally, I felt like it was just like a replay of last year. Like I felt like I was watching the same video over again. Like when they were showing the cameras up close, and I know this is like just being like silly, right? But I was doing it anyway. They were doing all the like crazy graphics for like the phone, where they're like, oh, look at the new lenses we have and the new whatever, right? And they're showing like the up close to it, and I had it on video, or looking at it on video, and I'm looking at my phone like it looks exactly the same. Again, just being jaded, okay? Like I know things were changed, but every single year they tell me my Apple devices are going to be able to last all day. Every single year it's 1 p.m. and my phone is at 25% battery, okay? Nothing has changed. Whatever. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, hey, they know how to make money, I'll tell you that. All right. Okay. What else do we have? What the U.S. has learned about fighting terror. Border blockades. Come on. There's got to be like some news. Yeah. Okay. Ghani's escape derailed. Last-ditch deal with Taliban. Oh my gosh. Really? I will look into this later. The Afghanistan thing has been such a disaster. Cryptocurrency. Rise of DeFi sparks dirty money fears. You know, this is like the only argument they all seem to have about DeFi is money laundering. And I mean, I get it to some degree. An enterprise known as a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, over time it declared its corporate structure would fade away. Control of its open source software for exchanging crypto would gradually migrate to holders of the Shapeshift's Fox digital token, which has been distributed to employees, investors, and customers. Let's be direct. Money and finance shall not be operated by coercive government among free people. This is like, crypto is the consolidation of the most jaded people in finance. And that is not an insult. It's just true, okay? Like, if you're jaded about finance, you love crypto. And that's not to say that you have to be jaded to love crypto. It's just, if you are jaded about finance, you are very likely interested in crypto. Okay, it's not something wildly interesting right now. Let's see if there are 2 minutes left before the bell. Look at the sticks again here. Let me see. Let me go to top news here on Terminal. Let's see if we have anything here. Okay. Democrats weigh bank reporting requirements. To pay for the SALT expansion. Yes, please. Expand the SALT. That's super selfish. Sorry. Powell gains ground in the Senate while Democrats stay on the fence. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Fannie, Freddie poised to get less stringent capital requirements. CalPERS reworks approach to private equity. Biden's push to arrest fewer immigrants wins in court round. Tech giants use loopholes to duck merger reviews. This is boring. Vaccine passports required in LA. We already talked about this. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm not going to force all that. That's going to be interesting. Whatever. Oh, look at Blue Apron surge into the close. I am surprised by that. A lot of confidence still coming into the market here. Even IronNet, these folks still surging into the close. I mean, good for them. That's great. Matterport, the last few days has been doing so well. I actually really like the last 2 weeks. It's been doing very, very well. Oh, there's Hippo. 4%. Okay, we have 30 seconds to the bell. Wind Resort 633. Nothing's really dramatically changed here. We'll see if we have earnings coming up too. Let's see. Let's go ahead and tune in CNBC here. Which, by the way, this is the perfect opportunity to mention that you should get up to $70 totally for free with Public. Go to metkevin.com/public. Get yourself $70 totally for free. I am sponsored by Public, obviously. I actually own shares in Public as well, so I am biased. So take it for what it's worth, but get your free up to $70. Right. All right, folks, that puts us up at 69.69 on the Dow. Oh, it just went up to 0.7. Is it going to end at 69? No, it's going to end at about 0.68. S&P 500, 0.85 to the upside. NASDAQ up 0.82. Russell 2000 up 1.1% today. Sarah seems super happy today.
CNBC senior markets commentator. Take a look at how we finished up the day on Wall Street. Had a nice little rally into the close, opposite of what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, yeah, yesterday was something else. Yeah, that's true. So, okay, somebody mentioned Dutch Bros went public. I don't think I can even find it yet. Wonder where they went public, if it went OTC or what. Let me quickly see if we've got earnings. Do we have anything today? No, not really. That's incredible. Earnings season is officially over. Wednesday's usually a big day. Oh, it's Bros? Okay, thanks. It's usually a big day. Okay, yeah, I know nothing about Dutch Bros, but I will check it out. So, okay. Looks like it did well on its IPO. I mean, obviously, they're generally always underpriced, right? But this is actually showing a bar from $0 up to about 37. I wonder what that values them at. It mostly seems like it played somewhat flat-ish throughout the day. Let's see here. Bros stock. Oops, I can't even write. Dutch Bros stock. Their market cap doesn't show yet. Okay, well, how many shares are outstanding? Let me see if I can find out. So I wonder what they're valuing this thing at. Bros, financial analysts. Let's see what we have. No data available. What good is that? Why pay for the terminal? Fine then. Dutch Bros Investor Relations. I just want to see what things worth. SEC filings. It'll be in there. All right. Here's their S1. All right. Registration statement. How many shares you got? Shares. Okay. We are selling 21 million shares of common stock, estimating between $18 to $20. Obviously, it's at like $40 right now. But again, they tend to underprice. But that's how many they're selling. How many are there outstanding in total? So that's really what I want to know. Okay, let's go to it should be under revenues. So this company makes, they only have 2022 year numbers here. $244 million. That's a big move. Look at that growth from company-owned shops. Printed tendies between 2019 and 20. They went from 151 million to 244 million. That's impressive. SG&A didn't even go up that much. I mean, 35 million. It's about 50% increase over here, but for, total here, maybe about a 50% increase in revenue. But the company-owned shops, for some reason, the franchises, these guys are stagnating. But the company-owned shops, I mean, that's like what is that, like an 80% bump or something? That's not bad, 70, 80%. So shares outstanding would be nice to see here. Let's see. Diluted. What about diluted? Here we go. Okay, shares used in calculation, about $43 million. Or sorry, 43 million shares. 1, 2, 3. $1.5 billion company? That's actually not that bad. Is that right? Oh, well, they're about $40 now. Well, no, maybe that is what they closed at. 43, is that 43 million? Yeah, it's 43 million. 1.57 billion? Okay, I mean, for coffee company, coffee chain, for the revenues they have here, about, 5x times revenue. Okay, obviously, I mean, I'd be looking at how they're doing recently here. 6 months ended. Oh, very good. Yeah, their 6 months ended here, 2021, even better. I don't know. Their franchise model isn't really booming anymore, but their company-owned model is doing very well. It's 90% more of the pace of what they had the year prior in the first 6 months. Cost of sales, and again, not that big of a bump on G&A, SG&A, whatever, same thing. Very cool. Okay. I mean, look, I'm not terribly interested in owning a coffee company, and that's not to make fun of it. I'm not laughing to make fun of it. It's just I'm not. But hey, I like what I see there. Okay, so if any of y'all, I mean, who here bought Bros? And did you buy it to hodl it, or are you buying it to? Hold on. What's this?
Just Pfizer's application on Friday. And we did see the briefing documents come out today, both from the FDA and Pfizer on that application. We understand that the FDA may be evaluating Moderna's application a little bit later. And of course, as you mentioned, it is a different dose from Moderna's previous 2 shots. It's half the dose. We don't know how long that's going to take, but this, of course, all in the backdrop of the US wanting to start rolling out booster doses to people 8 months from their first shots next week. And so will we see the FDA decide after?
This is an interesting headline that Moderna sees the vaccine protection wane at a year, and that's when they're getting the breakthrough infections on Moderna. That's obviously not great for people who have the vaccine. It seems to be a little bit better potentially than Pfizer. I don't know. We started seeing breakthrough infections at like 6 months with Pfizer. So, but I'm not comparing apples to apples here. I know that, so it's not a fair comparison. But anyway, it's probably honestly good for the stock. Wonder how the stock did. mRNA. Up. Of course it goes up after that CNBC pitch. We're like, oh, it becomes less effective after a year. So what you're saying is we could sell more. This is how just effed up the stock market is. It's like, oh, don't mind about the death. Think about the sales. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, dear. Kevin, did you see a surge in your course signups? Yes. I think there were a lot of people who were really worried that if I became governor, I wouldn't be able to do my live streams anymore or send buy-sell alerts or whatever. Since that's not a concern right now, yes, people are taking advantage of that coupon code. Because it is true. Like, I know there's a coupon. People are like, no, Kevin, there's always a coupon. The price does go up, and it's next price increase will probably be like $50 or something like that. So, and that's net. It'll go up that. So anyway, but yeah, thank you for asking. That's a really good question. I might get some tomorrow to hodl. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you had an insane amount of euphoria in Dutch Bros. It's you went to market value essentially, and then it traded sideways there. SoFi is extremely annoying and not allowing personal loans to buy real estate. Yeah, I don't think I think you need 5% of your own seasoned money at least. Like, you can't borrow that. However, you might be able to use margin on stocks because that's not technically deemed a debt. They count against you, which is really like stupid. But it's also true. It's that might be a loophole for you. So, but I don't know that that's SoFi as much as it is Fannie Freddie probably giving you a restriction there. No Bros alerted the boat with HUD 8. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. I have about 40K to play with. I'm looking at getting into houses rent flip. Okay, stay away from flip, IMO, especially if you're newer at it. Should I look at 2 houses in the 200K range of 180? So look, start with one. Keep your life simple. Start with one. Start with the best deal you can find. You can find a good deal, buy that. Don't whatever price range that's in. Find the best deal, buy that. All right. So do you know how? I'm gonna do a detailed video on the election and stuff. So what's next for Kevin? I know. So, stay tuned. So okay. All right. IronNet still moving in the after hours, by the way. Look at that. 3.8% here. Hut 8 Mining bouncing back in the after hours as well a little bit. Very cool. Very, very cool. Going over here, you are Canadian Solar giving up what it gained today. It's kind of been really range bound. Otherwise, not much. I mean, crypto. Woo! Crypto's moving nicely. Yeah, I think Hippo under 6 is okay. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's still, I think it's at like 550 or something like that. Oh, man. I'm exhausted. Yeah. Okay. 48,100-ish here on Bitcoin. Let me go to the hour chart here. That's a nice growth we've had here since the last 2 days. Yeah, look at that. That's very nice. It's really since that Litecoin disaster. Remember that Litecoin disaster? That's funny. That disaster hurt, and then it created this dip that was viable. Thanks for watching my interviews. I appreciate it. I voted for you. I seem to make a big mistake. In your opinion, does GREE have potential? Donated $10 for that one. GREE. I have no idea what this is. Ay. Why am I so exhausted? Sure. Wait. Has this not been public for? Holy smokes. What the heck is this? How does this thing in the pre-market trade for $103? Massive illiquidity. And close for $43. What is this? Gree. It's one letter away from a different word. All right, let me write it down. Gree. This is honestly a weird ticker symbol. Gree is S. Huh? How is it SPRT? Support? So, but how is it tradable today? I don't understand. Security description. It operates as a holding company through its subsidiaries, mines cryptocurrencies with a focus on ecosystems. Okay. They merged with this. Oh, really? I did not know that. Junior and stock purchase pack with B. Riley. Oh, interesting. With support.com announces closing of merger. Oh, that's interesting. So does that mean support is no longer support? It's now Gree? SPRT. Support. Delisted. Whoa. Oh, I see. So, okay. I understand. So yeah, we have this. Obviously, we know it had a momentum run, right? This is classic. You watch this channel, you already know this. You've got shout out Jerry. Thank you, man. You know, I met somebody yesterday at the penthouse of the Beverly Hilton. I can't remember who it was, but they said that you talked to them about me, and then I thanked you through them. But thank you now. But anyway, that was really cool. Anyway, so SPRT, that's interesting. Okay, so we know this pattern, right? You go up, you get the bleed out. We got that. But how did the shares? So basically, if you had shares of support, they were already down a lot. Then they turned into these here in pre-market, essentially at whatever, $103 or something like that. And it just got wrecked. To me, that's a sign that traders were in support.com waiting for this merger, basically. But you really had this incredible bleed out before the market even opened, because you opened at what, 69, 64, something like that. But that's crazy because that's a 30% decline right here, you know, and then even more here. That's ugly. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that one on the list though as a watch. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what you know, the thing is like to hold on is making the gamble that okay, it's gonna come back one day. You know, one day it's gonna be alive again, and that's a risky or potentially long hope that you kind of you leave the chip on the table, so to speak, right? Agree right here. 57%. Oh, that's disgusting. That's huge. Anyone that was holding SPRT options or shares can't sell them for days during the conversions. Are you serious? Oh, no. Oh, that's horrible. Are you serious? I mean, that sucks. That sucks. Yes, for Canada. Oh, well, thank you, Helen, for saying this. For it will be good in Canada. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, look, some things are obviously U.S. specific, but the fundamentals still very strongly apply. Wow. Yeah, I know. My play option and my first hippo call were really good. No, I closed my second hippo call. But I didn't make much on it. But I just I don't like holding short calls short-term calls. If they don't play out, I close them and move on. If they're down a little bit, close them and move on. If they're up a little bit, close them and move on. Today was, it at one point ran up to like 4% or whatever. I still have the shares, right? So it's not like I want to come across as like, oh, paper hat or whatever. No, it's just I just hate call options because the theta decay, especially at $30, is like kooky, right? But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that a lot of you are stuck in that merger. That's nuts. Okay, all right. So Tesla 755. Hey, that's a good move on Tesla. That's good. We're hitting some new levels here on Tesla. It's kind of like just creeping up. That's very good. Try it. What time is it? Oh, yeah, I got to go soon. Okay, Ubiquity, Upstart. That's not bad. Let me. I'm just going to quickly take a look here and see if anything looks particularly juicy. So let me sort by. There we go. All right. AMC, AMD, MD 105. Man, that thing sat in the 80s forever. AT&T still sitting right there, close to $30. Nothing's changed over the last 18 months. They cut the dividend. That changed. Affirm. I'm not going to buy it at these prices. Google is one of those I'd always be willing to just park cash into, but I'm not adding to my Google position right now. I should probably just close my options on it, but they keep printing. It's crazy. I have call options on Google for like $2,000. Those have been very good. Those have helped me really offset some of the Tesla sideways trading. Booking Holdings, 2%. Beyond Meat, 110. This is, I've always said, like, I like it under 120 during 2020. And those were the times when it was running like 180, 200. But I never actually ended up establishing a real position here because I think it really became almost a fad. In that I think the reopening hurts a stock like Beyond Meat. Canadian Solar alike, but as part of a broader basket, like metkevin.com/, we do solar? Yeah, solar. metkevin.com/solar. Coinbase 247. I mean, this is just like going to be stuck at the 250 mark forever. DocuSign. I'd love to get a revisit of DocuSign under 200. Man, that was such a bargain. I didn't buy enough of it. I have such a hard time celebrating my good purchases because I just think to myself, should have bought more. And that's why I didn't hold back on as much on Hippo and Affirm. And I went in pretty heavy on both of those. I got to get my position up on Enphase. At 156, I really want to add some here. I'm not going to do it in after hours. Maybe tomorrow. Watch tomorrow, it's up like 5%. Etsy, yeah. Etsy's too pricey right now at this level. Let me see here really quick. Yeah, okay. What else? So Hive, Hippo. You know what? Well, yeah. Maybe sell puts on Enphase. Hippo and sell them like a little bit out of the money or something like that. Okay. Hippo. Let's see. Home Depot. Okay. Lemonade 72. I mean, I'm okay. This is where I bought a bunch at 72. I'm okay right at 72. Under 70 is nice. We briefly touched that. Matterport, I'm blown away by that. It's just so been pushing so strongly. It deserves it, though. Really good company. I'm not going to buy it at these prices. Wait for like 15 again. Pinterest. Palantir 27. Come on. Hats off to Palantir. It finally. I mean, do you remember May? This thing went to $17. Peloton I'm staying away from. PayPal's okay, but I think the growth is limited. I'd rather be in Square. Redfin, just an inventory crunch, I think, is what's holding this back. Robinhood, honestly, at $41, like I'd sell puts on that. That's a fair price for Robinhood. I think when you get over $50, it's a little ridiculous. That's why I sold calls at 70. I'm like, this is dumb. I didn't want to sell the shares. I would have made more money had I sold the shares, but I sold calls instead, which is fine, though. Still made very good money anyway. And now, because I still hold the shares, I could just sell another call. In fact, today would have been a good day, up 4% to maybe sell some calls, but I'll maybe wait for it to run until 50 or something like that. Ubiquity over 300 here. Twitter's a little lower than where it has been. Uber, Visa, Voyager. Okay, Wayfair's climbing back to 300. Yeah, I'm going to do a little more digging onto Win. I just get nervous when like more than 50% of the revenue is, a Chinese autonomous region. Look, I've never been to China. I don't speak Chinese. I don't understand. I feel like I understand capitalism, right? I don't understand communism, and I don't understand that mindset. And I'm not saying one's better or worse or whatever. I just don't understand it as much. So, when you hear like Alibaba's donating cash to try to convince the government to do things, it's always something that it creates too much uncertainty for me, and I just don't like uncertainty. And that's different from like, oh, I bought Enphase at 150 and it goes to 120. Like, I don't care, then I'd buy more, right? But I have no fears over that. That's usually market driven, not like the company or the country. Worse. Somebody goes, Kevin, one is better. Yeah. Well, we're not having that debate here. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Get your stock. Check out the courses down below. I got to go look at a fixer upper. Bye, everyone.